After our visit to the Heidelberg castle, our tour group started a wonderful walk around its beautiful Baroque old town. Below the castle, the city was once left in ruins by French troops under the command of Louis XIV. During the 18th century, it was totally rebuilt, giving us these picturesque cobbled streets lined with half-timbered houses and Baroque buildings that remain in the old town. Karl's Square, which was named after Grand Duke Karl Friedrich of Baden, occupies an area that held a Franciscan monastery until 1803. Unusually spacious for Heidelberg's old town, it provides an unhindered view of the castle. It is decorated by a fountain which offers a playful take on the famous humanist and cosmographer Sebastian Münster. The Corn Market Square, located at the foot of Heidelberg Castle, is said to be the oldest square in Heidelberg. Here you find the statue of the Holy Madonna, built in 1718. It was erected in a futile attempt to convert the Protestants back to Catholicism. Market Square, located in the heart of the old town, is framed on the west by the Church of the Holy Spirit, today the city's main Protestant church. And on the east by the Baroque town hall, with a richly decorated balcony with masks and the coat of arms of the Duke Elector that dates back to 1701. In the center of the square stands the majestic Hercules fountain, erected between 1706 and 1709, as a reminder of the immense efforts required to rebuild the city after its almost total destruction. House Zum Ritter St. George, now Hotel Ritter, is probably the oldest private home and most photographed building next to the castle and the old bridge. Only very few houses of Heidelberg were to survive the demolitions during the Wars of Succession. The house was erected in 1592. The Renaissance structure of the building's facade is a special point of interest, as it is abundantly decorated by ornaments. The gate which leads to the old bridge was built originally as part of the town hall. The two helmets on top of the towers were added when the bridge was built in 1786. The gate has been beautifully preserved over the centuries, and history tells that the Austrian army were able to repel the advancing French invaders from this point in 1798. It is a majestic structure which compels you to grab your camera at first sight. The bridge mandrel next to the gate is holding up a mirror which is supposed to bring you wealth if you touch it. And if you touch the monkey's fingers, you will return to Heidelberg one day. Also known as the Old Bridge, Heidelberg's Karl Theodor Bridge has been immortalized in numerous poems and paintings. Spanning the Neckar and joining the two sides of historic Heidelberg, the famous bridge with its lovely sculptures is named after the man responsible for designing and building its 9 red sandstone arches in 1788. The sculpture on the other side of the bridge is dedicated to the Roman goddess Minerva. The castle's silhouette is clearly visible from the bridge. The Student Kiss store, where one can still buy the delicious chocolate delight made famous by Fridolin Knossel. The house where composer Robert Schumann lived back in 1829. This is University Square, where the old university building, now a museum, is the main structure facing it. Also facing the square is this corner building that houses the famous Kate Woolfhard Christmas store. The Lion Fountain on University Square is a popular meeting place. Heidelberg University, also known as Ruperto Carola, was established in 1386 and is Germany's oldest university. Mural paintings on the front wall and on the ceiling of the wood-paneled room represent the history of Germany's oldest university. This is the famous Alte Aula, the old lecture hall where famous graduate students defended their doctoral thesis and received their degrees for some 300 years. Today, the Alte Aula is the ceremonial hall of Heidelberg University. Located in the street Augustinergasse, right behind the old university, is the students' prison. Dueling, excessive drinking, playing pranks. Until 1914, Heidelberg students had to do time for minor transgressions like this in the so-called Karzer, the student prison. They were allowed to attend class but had to return to their cells afterward, which they decorated with paintings, graffiti, verses, and artwork. The Baroque Jesuit church was a lovely surprise, tucked away from the main street with an impressive facade in pink sandstone. Once inside, we were surprised by how elegant it was. Mostly white, with understated decor. It was just beautiful and well worth the visit. Then, of course, it was time for a coffee break at a Starbucks. The Church of the Holy Spirit was constructed from 1400 by Ruprecht I as both a collegiate church and a final resting place. The distinctive feature of the church is its loft galleries, where originally the famed Biblioteca Palatina was housed. Today, the Church of the Holy Spirit is the city's main Protestant church and attracts visitors in large numbers to its concerts and church services. There are traces of beautiful and intricate medieval decoration on some of the ceilings, mainly floral, so do make sure you look upwards. There are also some fascinating memorial slabs and graves.
Video?
Pose for me.
Well, I'll take one now.
This group of young men belong to a soccer club, and one of the members is getting married, so they are bringing flowers for the bride. Heidelberg boasts many obvious attractions, such as its beautiful Baroque old town and the magical, partly ruined picture book castle that overlooks it.